I started for school very late that morning and was in great dread of a scolding, especially because Monsieur Hamel had said that he would question us on participles, and I did not know the first word about them. For a moment I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. It was so warm, so bright. The birds were chirping at the edge of the woods, and in the open field back of the sawmill, the ROTC were drilling. It was all much more tempting than the rule for participles, but I had the strength to resist and hurried off to school. When I passed the quad, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. All of our bad news had come from there. The lost battles, the budget cuts, the orders of the new school president, and I thought to myself, without stopping, what can be the matter now? Usually, when school began, there was a great bustle, which could be heard out in the street. I had counted on the commotion to get to my desk without being seen. But of course, that day everything had to be as quiet as Sunday morning.
Go quickly to your seat, Franz. We were beginning without you.
Thank you, Monsieur Hamel.
I'm sorry to see so few of you here today.
There's a makeup game during today's class, monsieur.
If I may, monsieur. Flunk the lazy bums. I'll take their attendance points.
I'm surprised you aren't with them.
He can't afford to be.
And real funny, you. I'd get better grades than all of you if I applied myself.
Easy to say, impossible to do.
What do you know? I passed every exam with flying colors.
Yes, but the importance of learning about our heritage goes beyond just class assignments. You have to apply outside too. The library has amazing resources you fail to utilize.
Look, I pay for class, okay? Not my free time.
Apparently.
Yeah.
You got nothing else to say, huh, Franz?
Afraid we'll start talking about your performance?
That's enough, ladies and gentlemen.
What will we be learning today, monsieur? I do believe I almost mastered participles.
My students, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Miss Berlin. French heritage is no longer a required course for any major. Furthermore, they are discontinuing the course. Poached funds will go to the athletic department. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive.
Oh, the wretches! That's what they had put up at the quad. My last French lesson. Why, I hardly knew how to write. I should never learn anymore. Oh, how sorry I was for not learning my lessons. For seeking birds' eggs or going digging for shells on the beach. My books, that had seemed such a nuisance a while ago. So heavy to carry. My grammar and my history of the saints were old friends now that I couldn't give up. And Monsieur Hamel too. The idea that he was going away, that I should never see him again, made me aware that his strictness masked his affection. Only now his face was in full view.
France. France. France! I wish you would cease sailing off to the clouds. It's your bid.
Sorry, monsieur. It says the participle, the rule for the, I know it begins with the text, it says, comment dites-vous?
You may be seated, France. I won't scold you. You must feel bad enough. See how it is? Every day we've said to ourselves, bah! I've plenty of time. I'll learn it tomorrow. And you've seen where we've come.
That's the problem with this school. She saves the learning till tomorrow.
Now those fellows out there have the right to say to you, how is it you pretend to be the descendants of proud Frenchmen, and yet you know nothing of your culture or heritage? You don't even understand the language. But you are not the worst, poor France. We've all a great deal to reproach ourselves for.
Then, from one thing to another, Monsieur Hamel went on to talk of his faults in the French language, saying that it was the most beautiful language in the world, the clearest, the most logical, that we must guard it among us and never forget it, because when a people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their individual and cultural identity, it is as if they had the key to their own prison. Then he opened a grammar and read us our lesson. I was amazed to see how well I understood it. All he said seemed so easy. So easy. I think, too, that I had never listened so carefully, and that he had never explained everything with so much patience. It seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to give us all he knew before going away, and to put it all into our heads at one stroke. You ought to have seen how everyone set to work, and how quiet it was. The only sound was the scratching of the pens over the paper.
My friends, I